Good morning. This is Michelle Barr. I have got something to share with you today. If you know me personally, if you know me well, you may be shocked that I am up at what is 7:30 a.m. in Texas. First of all, that I'm up and dressed and that I'm on the computer and that I'm coming to you live. I have not even really gotten myself together yet. Good morning. Come on in. But I went to bed thinking about you. And I woke up this morning thinking about you. And this has just been nagging at me and touching me and called for a message. So I'm coming in with the tough love to set you up for success because I've seen too much of this week, and I had a little falling apart with it yesterday that I had to go to my coach for. That's why I have a coach for mindset and I have a coach for strategy and to help me with all of it, because this is something I've worked on over and over and over again. And some of you are getting your heart broken before you ever get out of the gate. So I want to just lay it out this morning and let's just talk about it. I titled this Your Part and the Universe's Part because there are things for you to really understand. We're going to talk about money. If you haven't guessed it yet, we're going to talk about money. It starts with this calling, a calling inside of us. And at some point, the calling gets so great that we have to answer the calling. And we don't know how we're going to do it. And that's great. You leave the hows to the universe. And the more you can leave the hows to the universe, the better. Good morning. It's great to see you all, early birds. But there is a part that's your part. And I'm talking to a lot of people, and I've seen this recently, and some people that have something to really bring into the world and really bring into the world at this time. And this issue is stopping them. And you may not even be seeing it's a money mindset issue. And I'm going to challenge you because you are victimizing yourself. It's time to take honest inventory with this. There is victimizing self going on. I do about 10 complimentary consultations a month. I open up my calendar for people to get on the phone and tell me what they're dreaming about, and then tell me what they're struggling with and what they're challenged with, and then explore how I might help them. And I have people fill out a little form so I can get an idea, and I have them rate themselves in 3 areas from 1 to 10. About how serious are they, how committed are they to get out of their comfort zone, how serious and committed are they to invest in themselves, how serious and committed are they to take action and move forward. So I'm real clear up front about that. And I've been getting lately, especially, this is why it's really got me. This is something I just see all the time and I'm used to it, but I've seen this more and more where I'm getting these forms filled out because those of us that are being called and tapped and nudged, we're being called and tapped and nudged like never before. I am loving all the hearts and the faces and the thumbs up. Thank you. This is an important message and I appreciate your support. We are being called and nudged and thumped like never before. And they are landing on my page and they're seeing and they're watching my videos and reading my blogs and consuming everything. And in that moment, they're tapped into inspiration and they're tapped in at their highest level. And the universe is saying, here, right here is an opportunity to what you've been asking for. Ask and it is given is spiritual law. It's universal law. The minute you ask, it starts being delivered to you. And I talk about this a lot. We have a lot of pollen in the air, so excuse me today as I get my voice going. We have ask and it is given. It starts coming right away. But what happens is we get stuck because we expect it a certain way. And I have learned over time, it is inconvenient, it is uncomfortable, and here's why. It will stretch and grow you, because otherwise you would already have it. You would already be an energetic match for it. You would already have it. When you don't, it has to stretch and grow you so you become the person who can have it. You're asking, and the universe says, yes, here we go, let's go. And then it shows you everything that needs to be cleared, healed, and resolved so you can have what you want, and you have to stretch and grow to become it. These opportunities can be inconvenient, uncomfortable, illogical, but we're just going to go right to the heart of the money piece, because you've got to see there are a lot of universal laws in place. Thank you all so much. And there's a law of giving and receiving. And if you're not aligned with that, this is not going to work for you. People believe, yes, if this is my calling, this is my desire inside of me. It is also universal law that where there is a desire, a way has already been made. And I absolutely stand by that. It is an absolute promise. It's going to take work on your part. And once you get aligned and you get in the flow, it can feel easier and it can come in more quickly. But you're in this law, this river of this law of giving and receiving. And here's how I talk about it. I have this whole thing where I take people through a guided journey to really learn and embody this. There's this river, which is flow, which is all your needs being met. And there are all these people standing in the river, and you come up to the river's edge and you have a choice. And your choice is either to step in the river and participate. And between each person is the infinity symbol, the law of giving and receiving. You have the opportunity, the choice, and the decision to step into the river and start giving from wherever you are, whatever you have, and start receiving. And here's what happens too many times. People come to the edge of the river. I have been seeing this for 12 years, just in this context. And then if I look back, I've seen it my whole life. It's part of human nature. But if we're the called and we're stepping forward and we're going to be the leaders and the teachers and the healers, we can't be and do this. They come to the edge of the river and they look in and they say, hey, I'm up here. I need help. I really need help. I'm so glad I found you all. Okay, if you start giving me what you have, I promise I'll be a good steward. Their heart is right. This is just a mindset, and they're re-victimizing themselves. I promise I'm willing to do my part once I have everything I need. And they're even looking at the universe this way. Well, I'm waiting to answer my call because the universe is going to bring me everything I need. And they're standing on the riverbank saying, once I have everything I need, I'll step in. It will never work. I hope you're not one of them. If you are, my heart goes out to you. Or if you know people and a year goes by and another year, there are people who schedule one strategy session with me every year to retell me their story. And I've had to learn to not fall into your stories. It's really hard sometimes because you so buy into them, and I'm empathic and intuitive, and I have a love for you, and I see your gifts, and I want you out in the world using them. So there are people filling out this form, rating themselves 10, 10, 10. Right there. You've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to pay attention to the energy you're operating in. One person recently, I loved it because she wrote 20, 20, 20. And I was like, all right, we are going. And then she got on the phone and collapsed into her stories and walked away with nothing. How can you truly be 20, 20, 20 on a scale of 1 to 10, or even 10, 10, 10, and then collapse into your stories? That's not aligned. That's conflict. High desire and high resistance makes a huge mess in your life. It will look like a bunch of chaos and mess. You've either got to step in all the way or you've got to stop sending out the desire. That's a tough one. Sometimes I tell people that's your choice. Stop having the desire because you keep coming up to the edge and you're not willing to go all in with it. Some of the things that I see, that's a big one. I had a person come to me and say she had this big vision. She's been carrying it around. She has a heart for it. And she's telling me, I want to hire a coach to help me roll out this program. I really want y'all to get this. I'm not picking on people. You've got to see what's going on here with people and what it's creating. Thank you all so much for being here and giving me support, because sometimes this is the tough love and the tough stuff to talk about. And she tells me, I want to hire a coach to help me. I've got this program. It's based on my life experience and my gifts. And we really get into it because she's got it fleshed out. And I'm going to charge people $5,000 for this level and $3,000 for this and $8,000 for this. She's thinking and dreaming big, trying to step into her value and her worth on that end and what she wants. We're visionaries. We dream big. We feel big. We see the end goal and we want to be there. And then she said, but I'm only willing to pay a coach $250 a month. And then she started haggling with me and haggling with my prices and wanting everything I have for that. And so that's okay. You know, people are taught bargain, haggle. Some people are, some aren't. Some people extreme coupon. Don't even get me talking about that subject. My kids love when I talk about it. And people have all different ways they relate to money and work with money. But what you have to see, if you're going to come out in the marketplace and sell yourself and your services, you have to be investing in yourself through other people. And you're asking somebody to teach you how to make thousands of dollars so you can quit your job, have a freedom lifestyle, have a spiritual journey of your choosing, and all of these things, send your kids to college, take your family on vacation. You have to invest. And I want you to just get that knowledge up front and be real about it. Everybody's going to be at different levels. Recognize I have been there where I said, I need this coaching and training. I need these business tools. I need to invest in these things. And I have no idea how I'm going to pay for that. I don't know. And I tell people all the time, you're most likely not going to have a big pile of money sitting around. Oh, great. Now I can take this big pile of money and invest in myself to build my business so that it makes me a big pile of money and lets me do my work in the world, which is the only thing I want to be doing. I can speak to this because it's the only thing I've been doing since 2006 when I had my last job. You've got to come with that mindset. Those people were fooling themselves. They didn't realize it. I'm a 10-10-10. I'm a 20-20-20. And then they're victimizing themselves. But I don't have any money and I don't know how to create money and nobody's helping me. And I can speak about it because I did it too. One time I had a meltdown. I do not cry in public, but I'm going to share because I'm going to be vulnerable with you. Because this happens. It happens to me too. And so I'm just moving a piece of paper out of the way here so I can see you all as you're popping in. I'm going to be really vulnerable. I knew the next step I needed. And my mind and my story that was playing out heavily, I was committed to it. I can't create the deposit for this. I can't figure out how to do this. And I cried at a luncheon in public. I cried. I was in such a conflict. And so I know how that feels. I have never stepped in to invest in myself and my business through other people and had the money there. That time I didn't even have the deposit, and I had to get my head right. And once I got my head right and I realized universal law that where there is a desire, a way has already been made, I created that money very quickly. If you have a desire to be out in the marketplace selling yourself and building a business, then you already know you're sitting on something that you can sell. You also have things around you and opportunities around you. And money can come out of nowhere. It has for me. One of my very first opportunities to invest in a coach and a live event that got me started from the beginning was that way. A surprise check came in the mail, and it was amazing. But I also know I have to create the money at other times. So saying you're at a 10-10-10 or a 20-20-20 and just having blinders on about that piece, that you're going to have to bring something to the table. Look at what you're asking for. You're not coming for a handout. You're not going to the food pantry where they'll just give you free food if you qualify. You're not going for free counseling. I ran crisis hotlines. I ran shelters. I ran programs where people got that for free. And people need that in certain places. That's not what this is. You are empowered, wanting to start and run a business. So the other thing is, this same woman, after that, of I want to have a coach help me create all this so I can have people invest in me and pay me thousands of dollars, but I don't want to pay. And now I'm going to haggle and I'm going to bargain with you. And the energy just got really funky around that. Later, she took another approach, I see. And it's another approach that you've got to look at. She started a GoFundMe page. Again, these things have their place, but a GoFundMe page for your business, and she said in it, I want to create this program. So basically, I'm going to put no skin in the game, but I'm going to go begging, and I'm going to set up this platform for GoFundMe. And now I want $20,000 that y'all are just going to pay me because God put this calling in my heart. I'm really not making fun. I want y'all to get this mentality and mindset. It will keep you broken, because not one penny has been raised in that. She's had it up for 3 months and she has done not one thing to move forward in her business, including she fell out with me in a not good way. So here's what she's creating, and the energy she's creating, it will come back on you. I've also had my share of being out of integrity with a coach or with things like that and having to clean it up because it showed up for me. I didn't mean to get there. I got there. I had to clean it up. It happens. Love donations, GoFundMe. Do you see? She's saying, I have this thing and I want to develop it and I want you to pay me a lot of money for it, but I don't believe that I can create money, but I'm going to lead you and I'm going to teach you and I want you to pay me. It is natural when you're showing up looking for help, you're showing up to get help and to have people invest in you. You're going to learn how to have people pay you, and you have big dreams. So another one, this woman had a huge dream this week, and I loved it, and I recognized it. And then she said, yes, I've got this huge dream to create. And again, oh, well, I was just looking to see what coaching cost and how I could get help. I need this help right now. And she had been a 10-10-10. So I show up, when you rate yourself 10-10-20 or 10 or that 20-20-20, I show up ready. I'm holding that space and intention. And she was talking big. I thought she probably had funding for this and all of this because her dream was so alive. And then she collapsed into a money story of, no, I don't have any money. I don't have anything. I don't even know how I would do this. Do you see? I don't expect you, if you're new coming in to hiring a coach or being in coaching, I don't expect you to know what it costs, and it can be a shock. But you've got to realize you're coming, asking somebody who has already invested in themselves and done that. If I told you how much I've invested in myself that I bring to my clients, and to get to where I am, it might shock people who haven't been doing that yet. It shocked me in the beginning. And then as I up-leveled, I stepped in more and more. So what I'm saying out of love is, don't waste your time showing up to the table. Especially if you're picking somebody. If you show up at my table and you say you're a 10, 10, 10, I'm holding the energy in the space. I see it in you, and I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to do everything I can to help you. Don't waste your time. You may say, well, right now I only have this much money, but I know I can make money or create money, whatever it is. But do not show up as a victim of, well, I don't have any money, but yes, I want people to pay me. Do you all see it? I want to show you in that way. It's such a pervasive issue. Have you noticed how many money programs are out there for sale? A lot. I created a money program for my clients recently to help them, support them in the energetic work to get them ready to step up to the table, or to help them up level quicker and more easily. There's so many money programs out there, and people are buying them. So I want you to get it right inside of you. You're not a charity. You're not looking for love donations. You're looking to build a business and to ask for people to invest in you and your business with money, to invest in themselves through you. People invest in themselves through you with money. Money comes from source through people to you. So, is source your source? Source is your source, not these people. Switch this conversation. Do not collapse into your stories. So this woman I was talking to this week also said, well, I'm believing, build it, and they will come. Yes, and. I won't give you a but. Yes, and. I even have a meme I created a few years ago that worked great, where a woman's collapsed on her computer with her head down saying, I built it. Why didn't they come? This is all about your part and the universe's part. Getting into the river, getting into the law of giving and receiving. Yes, and. Build it and they will come. When you learn how to do the marketing in the real world and the promoting, I tell my clients all the time, you have to open the channels and the universe will connect the dots. And I have a lot of clients who are very energetic, and one was like, great, tell me how to open the channels. And I said, well, I can show you how to open these channels, but you have to open these channels. Oh, well, those take work, yes. And a light bulb went off for her. We laughed about it because we love it. Oh, let's come up here and do some more work up here. And my money program is all about doing the work up here. But I'm also all about action. It's both. And you've got to open real channels. My channels are Facebook, YouTube, my blog, my website. Everything that I do, those are my channels. And then the universe connects the dots. You have to do the work. Build it and they will come, yes. But if you're sitting there thinking you're not going to have to create or bring money to the table, and money's going to come back to you at the amount that you want, that is magical thinking. Magic happens all the time. Magical manifesting. I talk about it all the time. I have a video you can go find of mine, how I created $7,500. I thought it would take me 90 days for something I wanted and needed, and I created it in 2 weeks. I create money all the time because I no longer fall into my stories all the time. Sometimes I do. That's why I have a coach. And my own stuff gets kicked up because I want to help those people, but I can't help them at their detriment. I can't help you if I fall into your money stories and I allow you to stay stuck in your money stories, and then you're this victim, you victimized yourself looking for a savior, looking for someone to save you because you're not powerful enough. I really want to help you shift this, and I want you to get this. Real world results require third dimensional action. Massive real world results require massive third dimensional action. That's the way it is. Do you get that? So the people showing up, they see the money there is to be had on the internet. They see it's easier than ever to get out there with your message and live the spiritual teacher and the leader and the healer and the intuitive and the helper and everything you are, coach, author, speaker, all of it. To be it, to do it, and to have it. And so they come in with their big dreams, because where those dreams and visions are coming from are way above the third dimension, and money and time are not a factor up there. They're coming down into us and we grab them because we are receptive. So I'm helping hold your feet to the earth and sometimes your feet to the fire, while at the same time reaching for the stars and knowing the universe is infinite and abundant. And so many are saying they believe that and talking law of attraction and loving manifesting and all of that, and not living a life that reflects their belief in an infinite and abundant universe. So yes, all of this, if a desire has been placed in your heart and a calling away has been made, I want you to be more prepared once you show up at the table. Ask and it is given. Opportunities will show up. There are plenty of people out there to help you. I'm one of them. I love the people I'm seeing on this morning. I'm seeing all kinds of mix of people. I'm so glad you all showed up. Hello. Thank you. This is really fun. There's a little bit of old home week going on here. So I guess some of my friends and family are early morning early risers, and I'm not, but I couldn't sleep. I had to do this now before I even got myself together for the day. I'm so glad you showed up here with me. This is so important. I had to get right with it. I had to get real right with it. I was victimizing myself, which was shutting myself down. Think about it. Think about, are you fooling yourself? Be willing to get real. That's the way it works. I'll give you one of the mindset shifts I do around money that works really well. I give it on when I'm talking to people on discovery sessions, on those complimentary consultations. So I offer you this to try. Start changing your money story and your language. Do not say, when you have that desire and the resistance kicks up, do not go into the default, I can't afford that, or I can't afford that now, I'll put it off till later. Remember, if a desire is there, a way has already been made and everything is lined up for you. You've got to stretch and grow to become the person to receive and allow it. And that can happen fast or slow as you learn to deal with your own resistance. And often you can't do that on your own. It's tougher. It's a challenge and a struggle. It's why I have not been without a coach since 2009, and I won't go through that whole soapbox right now, but it's true. Yesterday, I collapsed into some stuff, and I went right to my coach. I got right on and talked to her, and she sent me a message right back, and it helped. And now I can show up today and give a message to you, but not from a triggered place and not from a place where I need to save and rescue you, because that's an old pattern for me, and not from a place where I feel sorry and see you as a victim, because that's not going to help you or me. I had to deal with my own, and then I can show up. That's part of the process. So here it is. You do not say, I can't afford that. I don't have the money. I don't know where the money would come from. You tell the universe, now I know how much it is. I know how much I need. The universe responds to true need. And you say, I choose not to use the money I already have for this. That money is earmarked for other things. So you're grateful for all the money you have and all the things it's going to allow for you. You do not ask and desire out of scarcity and lack. That's the difference. When you come from a place of scarcity and lack, that's the desire that turns on you. You want to have that true desire, receiving, allowing, knowing, trusting. This is a journey of trust. So you say that first. I do not choose to create the money for this out of money I already have. That money is earmarked for other things. I am creating new money for this. Then here's your part. You've now given a clear ask to the universe. You become hyper alert for every opportunity that shows up. Remember, they're going to be inconvenient. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to be illogical. If you're really aligned, money can just come in, like my surprise check in the mail that I really helped me get that start, get that going. So believe that can happen. Also, though, I follow the breadcrumbs. I had committed and made a decision before the check showed up in the mail. And get that, that's important. I didn't say I'll do it if, I said I'm doing it and I trust the way will be made. And then I got in my head, this is a true manifesting story. Go to the mailbox, and the check was sitting there. Because the universe, spirit already knows what you're going to ask and has already provided. But I had already put it on my calendar. I had already said I'm doing it. I'd already made the decision and made the commitment. And that's a tough one. But you're wanting to be a leader and a teacher and a healer. You decide and commit, and then the universe does. You don't play the if-win game with the universe. You will never win. If you give me this, then I'll do this. When you give me this, then I'll do this. The if, then, and the when-then game. It never works. I want you to get that. That's how I created that $7,500. I gave myself 90 days. I did it all live online, sharing my journey. It came in less than 2 weeks. It works. Just be realistic. Something is going to be asked of you, and you've heard, with much power comes much responsibility, and much is asked of you and much is given. You will need to show up and bring it and do your part, and the universe will do its part. I've been relying on this for 12 years now in running my business, and before that in other areas of my life, and I learned it. I turned my life into an experiment for the law of attraction in 2003, and I got a grad school or a doctoral lesson program in that, and I've learned along the way, and I share with you. And it's a whole different ball game, doing it in your life and then creating a business. That's what I really wanted to share with you. And thank you all for showing up, staying with me, listening to this, talking to me as I give this message. I want you to know, some of you on here are already investing heavily in yourself, so I'm preaching to the choir, but I trust. Again, so I will tell you, because you're out there in the world doing your work. You get a nudge. Spirit said, I don't care if it's 7 a.m, you hadn't gotten yourself together. Get on there and give this message that's been in your heart and been in your energy field, and I will get it to the right people. And so I did, and so I trust that. Thank you so much. Take this to heart. My intention is, no matter where you are hearing this message, it can help you up level to that next place. And I see people just getting on with me. Welcome. I'm just closing this up, but then it'll be available so you can go back and really hear this. If you found this, there's a nugget in it for you this morning. That is my tough love this morning. Have a blessed weekend. connect with me. Oh, and I do want to tell you, I talked about all the money programs. All of my clients go through now my New Money Vibration, newmoneyvibration.com. So if you're looking for help in that area, that's a way you can connect with me for a very low investment. You've got to show up to the table with some money, but it's a low investment, newmoneyvibration.com. Check it out, join. I'm there with you, working through this with you. It's a great start. My clients are really having some big insight, aha, and movement with it. Welcome. Some of you who are just joining, I've given my whole rant this morning, and as soon as I sign off, you'll be able to catch it again. So connect with me, send me a private Facebook message, New Money Vibration. If you're interested in that, really sit with this. Be ready to get really real with yourself, because help is there for you. You've got to do your part. You've got to show up at the table, and the universe will do its part. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day.